I have a book. Oh my god, you guys, I have a book. Yee. I have been waiting to make this video for a very long time, you guys. I have been sitting on something and not telling you guys about it for almost a whole entire year. But today is the day I'm going to tell you all about what's happening for me and tell you an amazing manifestation story at the same time. So if you're excited, I hope you're excited, I'm excited, and I really can't wait to share this with you guys. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel, which is where I talk all about the arts of mindset and manifestation, which combined together create what I like to call modern girl magic. So if you are interested in transforming your life, if you are looking to push to your next level, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button so you can hang out here with me and we can share the journey together. You guys, I have been putting off making this video for literally almost a year now, but it is almost here. It is almost out in the world, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So this video, I guess, is kind of a two-parter. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is that I'm so excited to announce that I have a book coming out this fall in September. It's going to be in real actual bookstores. It is called The Mindful Witch. It is a daily journal for manifesting a truly magical life. This is an interesting project that just came to me. So that is the first announcement, that I have a book coming out. But I wanted to make this video today to tell you about the book, but also to tell you, more importantly, about how I manifested a book deal. So you guys, this is almost in the world. I only have this copy on my iPad right now, but trust me, it is coming to bookstores soon. And I am so thrilled to share it with you. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the story about how this happened and how I got to be here right now telling you about my book. So this is just one of those manifesting stories which I find really interesting. And I've been so excited to share it with you guys for this reason, but I just wanted to wait until we were closer to the book release date. But I am so excited about it. But the story about how it came to be, at least from my perspective, it's really funny and really interesting. And it just shows you how quickly things can happen for you and how fast things can change if you are just open and willing to look for the things you want in the world. So I went home to Vancouver last September, and when I came back, it was the fall. It was a little bit after I came home. I was feeling kind of down, and I was sort of in this space of analyzing my life, thinking about what I want to do, thinking about what I want for my business and my life, and etc., etc. Lots of big questions I was asking myself at that time. But I remember this day very clearly. I was sitting at my desk, and I was trying to think of bigger goals, what I want to do with my business, my life, etc. And the one thing that came through crystal clear was, I asked myself what I want to do with my life, and the answer that came through crystal clear was, I really want to write a book, and like a book that you can go and pick up in a bookstore. As you know, I've written a self-published book on here before. So I had this thought in my mind, and it came to me, and that is really the only thing that stood out for me from that day of goal setting or manifestation. I'm sure I thought of a bunch of other things, but that was like the one. It was like crystal clear voice saying, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to write a book. I want to have a book on a bookshelf in a bookstore. This is what I'm here to do. I've wanted to do that ever since I was a little kid. So this is something I need to put my focus and attention on. So unbeknownst to me, I was already in the manifesting process. Like when I thought of that, I wasn't even really being conscious that I was making this decision, that I was opting into this. Like I wrote it down and I remember being very clear about it. But I kind of let it go. So I'm going to talk about the process after I tell you the story. So I kind of like, I had this in my mind. I had this new vision for myself in my mind, and it was about 2 weeks later, not even, that I got an email in my inbox from a publisher, like an agent at a publishing company, asking me if I wanted to work on this project. So, and at first, I actually, to be fair, at first I was kind of like, I didn't even know if this was a real email. Like I get like, you know, people offering me business help all the time, which isn't really help, of course. So you have to be a little bit wary of stuff that rolls across your inbox. But I looked into it and it was real. So I decided to go for it. And so this all really happened within a 3-week span. And actually the time between thinking of it, getting the deal, signing the papers, writing it, and mostly having it finished and handing it in was all about 2 months. Like it really, most of the work that I did really didn't take that long. So I wanted to share this story today because it is probably one of my most serendipitous, magical manifestations. And of course, at the time, I didn't want to tell you guys about it because there wasn't really anything to tell just yet. There wasn't anything to show you. Publishing takes a long time for, you know, the art and everything to come together. So yeah, so it is about to come into the world now. It is out on September 10th. And I don't even have a physical copy yet. The author's copies are still on their way to me at the time of me filming this video, which I'm filming probably a couple weeks before it will be on YouTube. But yeah, but that is my story. I like literally thought of it and had it in the bag, had it written, had it finished, had it all done by like December, I'm gonna say. So it was pretty crazy. So I just wanted to end this video by sharing with you guys like the really simple manifesting formula, because like I talk about mindset and manifestation and all this stuff, and sometimes it really is just overcomplicating things, right? Because as I can tell you from this story, from the way this happened to me, sometimes things are just really simple and they just come together like that. And when you are in flow, when everything is right, when something is meant for you, it can show up for you very, very quickly, especially if you don't have any resistance around it. So my step number 1, of course, with any manifestation is to set the intention. And like I said, when I was writing up my goals and thinking about what I wanted to do, like this idea of I want to publish a book came to me very clearly, but I actually didn't even realize that I was setting an intention at that time. I wasn't sitting down to write something out that I was manifesting. I was just thinking about my life in a general way. And actually, if I had thought about getting a book deal, I probably would have been thinking of, okay, now I have to go find an agent, and now I have to make a submission, and I have to write a proposal, and like all of that normal stuff. And I didn't end up having to do any of that. So it is pretty amazing. But that is the first step, is to really have the thought. And like, you don't even have to be specifically manifesting, you guys. If you have the idea, if you have the clear as day intention in your mind, that is good enough. That's all the universe needs, as I can show you from this example. Step number 2 for how I manifested a book deal. It was definitely to have an emotional connection. Like when I was thinking about, you know, legacy, things I want to do in my life, what I want to leave behind, what I want to create in this lifetime while I'm here. Like these are questions that may seem really big, but they are important questions to ask yourself sometimes. And what came from that, like the idea of writing a book and the idea of going into a bookstore and seeing my book on a shelf is just something I've dreamt about since I was a little kid. Like, so what I really have with that idea is this big emotional connection, and I'm almost gonna cry just talking about this. But like, I was such a nerdy kid, you guys. Like, you know, when I was a kid, the internet didn't really exist yet. So like, even when I was like a young teenager, like I would go to the library and I would read books, and I would read books, and I would read books, and I'd read books, and books were my escape. I couldn't go to sleep when I was a little kid. Sometimes I would take books into my room and read them in the dark, and that is probably why my eyes are so bad. My parents probably to this day still don't know that, but I was such a book nerd, and I was so hungry for information. And now the fact that I can put information in a book in some way and give back, that is just such a major thing for me. So that is something to think about. Is just that you need to have this emotional connection with what you want. I mean, that isn't essential, but I think that makes such a bigger, makes you so much more powerful when there's emotion behind it, when there's a real clear connection to what you're doing. To be fair, if you play a manifesting game and try to manifest like a yellow feather or something like that, then you probably don't have an emotional connection, and you can manifest those things probably very quickly. But in this case, for me, my emotional connection is energy, and probably purpose. Life purpose is probably part of it. So connecting to that was a super important part of my manifesting equation. And tip number 3 in my manifesting equation was to let it go. So I know sometimes I talk about deadlines, and I talk about, you know, holding the faith, and I know I talk about all of this stuff. But for me, when I set this intention kind of accidentally, like I knew that this is something I have to do. This is something I'm setting out to do with my life. But I also didn't put a timeline on it. I didn't start forcing it. I just knew that this was going to happen for me, that I was going to make this happen someday. I didn't have this big story about it. Whereas with other things in my life that I've tried really hard to create, like I have worked really hard to get my business off the ground, and it felt like such a struggle, right? And there's like a bunch of reasons for that, which maybe I should do another video on. But I was tying success and my identity and whatever I'm being a successful entrepreneur, and that is a lot of stuff to deal with, right? Like that is very big stakes. And I did not do this with this book. The feeling with this book was much different. The feeling with the book was, this is something I need to do. This is something I want to do, and I will do it. And I let it go at that. I'm not, you know, making it mean something if I didn't get a book deal. I'm not making it mean something if I don't get a book deal within 6 months. I'm not making it mean something about me. Because I can write, I can put out books. I have put out books, and I just put out another book actually, you guys. So you can check out my self-published books as well. I promise you they're good. They're just as good as the published version. But I didn't make the publishing deal mean something about me. It was just something that I wanted to do. This is just something I felt drawn to do. It just felt like it was part of my purpose and my path. And I didn't make any big story about it. And I think that is so key. Because again, when you make the big story out of things, you're just kind of pushing them out of your way, right? You're making them harder to get to, believe it or not. So please don't do that. So sometimes I find it hard to share manifesting stories on here with you guys, because sometimes they're so silly. They're like, oh, I manifested the line going fast at the grocery store, or I manifested a free lunch or something like that. And none of those, I mean, those stories are all fun for me. These are fun little manifesting games to play, but like I find that I don't have these big crazy stories to share with you guys so often, even though I am such a big fan of manifestation, obviously. So I hope that this story inspires you on multiple levels. I hope that this story inspires you, for number one thing, to listen to what's on your heart. I hope this story inspires you to remember that your whole world can change like that. You never know what's coming around the corner. You never know what's going to land in your inbox. You never know what opportunities are going to knock on your door, and all your job here is to just be ready for them. And number 3, I just want to remind you guys that your dreams, your childhood dreams, can come true no matter how old you are. It may take years. You can still make them come true. There is lots of room in this life for all kinds of adventures, and I'm wishing you guys so much love and luck in your personal adventures, whatever those might be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to get the book, I think it's available right now for pre-order on Amazon and all the other good bookstores. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Other than that, it'll be available in actual bookstores on September 10th. Oh my God, you guys. You will have to go take pictures of it and send them to me, because I'm so excited. So keep your eyes out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this inspires you. Even if you don't buy the book, I hope you got something out of listening to this story, because it is pretty crazy and amazing, and I'm so happy to share it with you. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn more, come on over to the site. I have a free fear busting worksheet for you guys to download over there. Fear is really the true underlying reason why so many of us talk us out of our big, bold dreams. So if you need a little bit of help pushing yourself to your next level, come grab your free worksheet. If you sign up for updates, I'll send it to you right away for free. Thank you guys again for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you soon in the next one. So until then, remember, as always, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.